Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome along to the Raw Link Up podcast. We're on episode 30. Couple of big milestones. We've hit 500 hours of watch time on the channel, which we're very, very excited about. We're trying to get to 200 subs by Christmas, so we would love it if you are watching and not subscribed. If you would also sub, like, and any comments you've got either for us or about the episode, we'd love to hear your views on it for sure. First of all, big apologies from us for missing last week. We were all stupidly busy last week in the run up to Christmas, so we just missed out on last week's. But we are back. Vedic is not here. We're obviously not missing any gaming prowess there at all, so he's not here this week. But yeah, I'm your host, the Amazing Sniper Beef. I'm joined alongside myself today by.
Hey guys, Devastate here. Welcome back to an episode. And just to echo Beefy sentiments, apologies about missing last week. It was a bit of a chaotic week for multiple reasons, but don't worry, we've got a jam-packed episode today. Hopefully you're going to be fully entertained, and yes, keep massive thanks for me for helping support the channel. Those of you who have great comments coming out on all of the videos. Whether you like us, whether you hate us, whether you agree with us, disagree with us, it's all great stuff. And we're formulating a great community online. So yes, please carry on doing that. My name's Devastate, and we are also joined today by...
Welcome, Mass and Ivory. Thank
Good
Welcome,
stuff.
welcome. How is everyone today? Mass, how are you?
you. Very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very hot. I've just been doing badminton for an hour and a half, but I won my last match, so hopefully I am now top 4 in my badminton ladder. So very, very good. Devastate, how you doing?
Yeah, really well. Been playing some Sims this week.
Yeah, I saw. Did you play yesterday?
I played
Did you play
today.
one yesterday?
Played today.
You played today. Yeah, because we have a Sins group. We have a Sins WhatsApp group between a whole load of us who play Sins, and there was a lot of chat last night about anyone playing. But clearly, Devastate's had a very busy day today. He's been playing some Sins during the day.
Yes.
Let's just give you a quick run through what we're going to talk through today. So we'll give you a quick overview of Delta Force. So Devastate and I have both played that. We'll touch on Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, X-Defiant, GTA 6, and a bit of PlayStation patents recently been launched. And then we might talk about what we're going to do at the Christmas episode as well. So without any hesitation, let's jump in. Delta Force, obviously a very legacy title, way back in the day, launched a brand new game. Was it last week or the week before? I want to say it was last week. Within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Within the last 2 weeks. Free to play on Steam. Fairly quick download I actually had. Wasn't particularly large. I jumped in, played both the single player and the multiplayer. I found the single player ridiculously boring. Just boring play the single player. Devastate, I don't know if you played the single player at all.
I touched on it. The reason why I went to play it, because if you remember in a previous episode, we spoke about it using the two engines, the Unreal 5 engine for single player and Unreal 4 engine for multiplayer. Now, What I thought was really interesting is I could really tell the difference. I noticed the differences. Now, of course, now I was looking for it, but I noticed how high fidelity the singular player maps were compared to playing the multiplayer ones.
Actually, you say that, that does ring a bell in terms of. I think the single player did look. It also felt like obviously I know it's got nothing to do with it, but it just felt like the guns are a bit stronger in the single player as opposed to the multiplayer. And I think one of the big things at Delta Force, which they've banged on about, is they want a level playing field. So there's no pay to play. So everyone just starts, and you've got to level up your guns, as it would be. But in the multiplayer, I mean, I played a couple of is it like Invasion, where you basically have to try and get like checkpoints, and there must have been 60, I think 60, 64 players, so
Yeah.
32 aside. It was utter chaos. It was fairly good fun. I didn't I didn't feel like it was anything out of the ordinary. It felt very Battlefield-esque from back in the day, um, particularly vehicles being very, very overpowered. Particularly if you got like an amphibious, or APC as it would be, um, or a tank felt very, very overpowered. Snipers were just honestly awful.
Interesting. I thought the snipers were overpowered.
No, I mean,
I
I sat on the top of a crane for a bit, literally not moving, and just. I mean, I like the fact that
I
it's
don't.
not.
Okay.
I was gonna say I like the fact that like it's not you just shoot and kill. I like the fact that like it will arc if you're shooting miles away. Um, but honestly, I really struggled with a sniper. I like the. Did you use the? It's almost like the bow and arrow, which basically enables you to see.
Yeah.
I want to say it was number 3 on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Enables so you basically shoot like a bow and arrow, and where it lands, it will show you almost like an infrared of where the enemy players were. I quite like that. I think that was quite good.
Yeah,
But
I
it was
thought
really
the class system worked quite nice. That each class has a special ability.
Yes.
I thought
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
quite a nice addition. But yeah, one thing I thought was really worked really nicely on it was the amount of customization that you could do to each of the
Yeah.
guns.
The
So
gun-
that
loads.
sniper rifle, like after you played through it enough, I actually find it was that user sniper rifle was quite overpowered, but at lower sniping. So low terrain, move,
Yeah.
duck, snipe, move, duck, snipe, move, duck, snipe. But I think that as soon as you started customizing it with the various different scopes and stuff, and all your different barrels and mag types and stuff, I thought it was quite a overpowered. I enjoyed it. There was nothing in there that made me think, "Oh, I can't wait to go and play this again."
I think it would be good if we could do it at the link up.
Yes.
I think it would be really good. Like if particularly if we can get like all of us on a team, for example, and then we just jump into a lobby, and then we play against a whole bunch of randoms on the other team. I think that would be pretty good. It just feels very Battlefield-esque, and I know we've obviously played a lot of Battlefield at the link up in the previous years.
Well, it's free, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, great price.
Yeah.
Which is really, it won't take so much convincing for people. Maybe just the size of the download, perhaps. I did own the original. I'm sure I did because I recognized the front cover. And playing it, but I don't think we ever played the original Delta Force Black Hawk Down game at a link up, though. I don't think that ever happened.
No, we never did.
I mean,
one
how-
thing to note
Go
as
on.
well was the Delta Force. It's saying the graphics engine then for the multiplayer is using Unreal 4 engine, but the campaign will use Unreal 5 engine.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So I really could notice the difference between the two. And I do wonder whether that is just from a performance standpoint.
Yeah,
That
that's
if
what I
you've
wondered.
got 64 players on a map all running on UE5, I think it'd be potentially a bit at this
Choppy.
time for the servers. The interesting thing, what I would just touch on, is that their sort of roadmap. So they're going to do a large update every 3 months, which includes new maps and mini modes. So I think that's quite an interesting thing. It might be one of those games that you just jump on when a new map's updated, and then like you've got your playtime out of it, and there's going to be regular quality of life and balance adjustments.
Presumably those updates are going to be free, you would think. Because I was just trying to think, like, how are they going to monetize the game? Because they don't want it to be pay to play, so they're not going to be doing loot drops and battle packs like
Customization, same as Fortnite.
Well, just a skin essentially.
skins and stuff. Yeah.
There will be one really interesting thing that they have spoken about, and again, we're waiting to see how fruitious this is. But they gonna in 2025 work on unifying the operations maps into one open world map, which could be quite interesting. I don't know quite how that would work, but we'll wait and see.
I think
The full campaign mode for the game, because at the moment you can only really do sort of a demo campaign mode.
yeah.
That's coming early next year.
But I think as a launch has gone, I think it's gone pretty well.
Yeah.
Like compared to some of the cataclysmic disasters that have been this year, I think it's gone pretty well as a game. But I definitely think we'll play it at the link up. 100% we'll play it at the link up.
Yeah. So at the moment it's
Are you looking how many players are online?
yeah. So right now, 91,000 playing it, which is really good.
Decent.
So we're recording this late Tuesday evening. It's a low point. Its lowest point's been 46,000. And so I think for a game that's had little or no advertising, or a new game, I think that's really good. It's peak, and the thing is, 91 now. Its all-time peak was 118.
Yeah.
So
Just maintaining that.
yeah, I think that's pretty good going.
Mass, I would get it downloaded, and then we can jump into a game over Christmas.
Well, that's the really cool thing, is you can create a 4-man squad. So
Join my squad.
Join my squad.
But a game we won't be able to join, it sounds like this Christmas though, is X-Defiant then.
Well, so let me so X-Defiant has got a message for its players.
What is it? What is it, Devastate? I can't wait.
So Ubisoft, this comes direct from Ubisoft. So I'm going to read it out, and it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on it.
Our favorite company.
Developer, yeah. Thank you for your incredible dedication and support of X-Defiant. We regret to inform you that we are initiating the sunset process starting today, December 3rd. This came out.
A week ago.
As a result, new downloads, player registrations and purchases will no longer be available. Season 3 will still launch, so stay tuned for more updates to come. The servers will remain active and the game will remain fully playable until June 3rd, 2025. For those of you who purchased the Ultimate Founders Pack, you'll receive a full refund. I think that's a good...
That's fair.
Additionally, players who have made VC and DLC purchases since November 3rd will also be fully refunded. Please note that processing times of these may take up to 8 weeks. Fine. We understand that this news may come as a disappointment, and we deeply appreciate the time and passion that you've invested in our community. Our goal is to provide you with all the information you need in one convenient place, while acknowledging that we may not have all the answers yet. We are committed to keeping you informed and supported throughout this process. Thank you for your continued support. So
you can't take anything for granted, can you, these days?
So
it seems like we played it at the link up. We thought that it was all right.
I thought it was really good, and I imagine. I mean, I don't know what its players' numbers were like, but it'd be interesting to see how it fared against what kind of numbers that Delta currently has. I thought it was a great game.
I think
I don't know.
It launched to far greater numbers. I think it was quite a hyped up game, but it just looks like one of those games that's got all the hype, and then there was not enough to make people
keep playing
to make it different enough from anything else. Because I mean, it probably no doubt plays like other games, but what it did very well, I thought.
Now,
maybe the negativity that we've given Ubisoft over the 30 episodes of the Rolling Cup podcast is appreciated towards the downfall of X-Defiant.
Sped it up.
Well, I think we
enjoyed it at the link up, didn't we? We enjoyed it at the link up. I thought it was a good game at the link up.
Yeah, I mean, I played it a couple of times beforehand. We played it on stream beforehand. We played I enjoyed it. I thought the mode, the tank mode where you
Yeah.
guided the dog through. The reason I loved that because that was the reminder of what Team Fortress 2 had,
Two.
that mode that I really liked.
Must push little cart.
Yeah.
Yes.
But as I said,
I
the
think.
origin.
Sorry, carry
Sorry,
on.
go on. The origin of that cart game, though, as I said, it was actually the VIP mode, but they had to do cart mode. I think they didn't players play the game properly, and they might, whoever's the VIP might go rogue, so to speak, play it properly. So that's the cart mode instead. But it's a great mode.
But apart from that, the only thing I look at this and say, okay, they're refunding. Any purchases after November feels a bit like wrong, and I think
I
that
mean, it
this is
basically
just another example of when you're purchasing in-game currency, you're purchasing packs, you're purchasing games
DLC.
passes, DLC, everything, because all games are so reliant on their services. And what we saw with Concord earlier
Yeah.
this year, that you can just pull the plug like that. That essentially, if you think, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this and it's gonna last me for all the however long I play the game," you might love the game, might be playing it for years and years and years to come. But all they do is they can shut it down like that. So, I mean,
I know it's been mentioned before, but it's worth just bringing it up again. The budget of Concord, 8 years and a $1 million, and they pulled the game quickly.
How much?
400 million,
yeah.
Oh, only.
according to the wiki page.
I mean, the interesting thing would be how much did XDefiant cost to make?
Development.
It's got to be a lot less than 400 million, I would think.
So Concord looks a bit more unique.
But
Where did the money? Where are they spending all the money? Who's costing them?
well, I mean, what have Ubisoft brought out recently that's gone well? And we've talked about this a million times on the podcast.
$50 million a month.
Jeez.
Oh, but this is for Concord.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one
$50 million
thing.
a year. $50 million a year. Sorry.
I mean, they have had a bad year. They've had they've had as bad a year as any game studio can really do. Like this Star Wars Outlaws, Skull and Bones. I think they are. It wouldn't be surprised that if we had, like, because you almost can't do any worse than what they're doing right now.
Not really.
They completely changed their board, changed their C-suite, changed their direction. The problem is they've got some good IP.
Yeah, Rainbow Six.
But they just jumped on the bandwagon of trying to get every dollar, every pound as quick as they can through microtransactions. It's fine if you have a great game.
Yeah.
And a long-term game.
Yeah.
Or even if you have a seasonal game, but you know what you're signing up for. And I just think that there are way too many games that have this massive hype that are reliant on being multiplayer games that then completely fall off.
Their stock price, Ubisoft, like at a peak back in July of 2018 of nearly €100. It's now down sort of €13 as a day.
A solid 85% drop off.
Yeah.
But moving on, I think in terms of should we say Ubisoft have had a bad year. We're less than a year away now, we think, from the GTA 6 launch, which is super exciting. The GTA 5 modding community have got fed up with waiting for the first trailer for GTA 6, so they've actually created their own of what it might look like from a Vice City perspective, and it looks incredible. But yeah, less than a year away. I was watching a podcast when they were talking about it yesterday, and they were basically saying that no other games want to launch anywhere near GTA 6 for obvious reasons, and they're also saying this actually they made a really good point that they don't think that, and it kind of makes sense that they would do like a staggered release, and there won't be like a right you can buy X amount and you can download it pre. It will be whatever day it is, let's say December 1st, for example, next year, everyone downloads it. Can you imagine the servers on that day globally?
It's going to have
Like,
to be the most robust servers the world has ever seen.
yeah, they're going to need Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure. They're going to need all of them to come together just to be able to allow everyone to download it efficiently. Because what's it going to? It's going to be probably what, quarter of a terabyte. The game, you would
Oh,
think.
comfortably,
Imagine
250 gig, comfortably.
Yeah.
imagine the load testing, performance testing, or they're going to have to do in advance.
But you think no, but right. All right, let's just think. Like, you think about the servers. That's got to be the big one. But you think of the ISPs. Like, you think of like it's just like in the UK, all the internet service providers, and they go right. However many it's going to be millions in the UK,
Will they
isn't it? Who are going to download it?
would they stagnate the releases so that the
Stagger, you
consoles
mean?
stagger the
No.
releases?
Well, that's what
The
this podcast was
consoles
saying
and
that they won't do. They reckon
okay.
it'll be all on day one, and everyone gets the same experience. You download it day one, everyone downloads it. You start from ground zero, as it would be, and you go from there. But I
I
mean,
think yeah, I'm 100% in agreement because I'm not going to be funny. What were they going to charge? Make it up. We spoke about the price of the game, what we speculated the price of the game was going to be. But if they were going to go, right, the pre release version is like 50 quid more expensive, people are going to pay it. So that,
yeah,
like, it is, they might as well just release everything as it is.
yeah,
Like,
yep.
no early access. I think obviously, look, there will be some beta testing that will have to go on.
You think that would be closed? That would be a closed beta
Oh
between
yeah,
of
proper
people that they
NDA. Yeah,
yeah. So you can't leak anything, etc. Because obviously it's the most hyped game of probably the last, well, this millennium.
I don't
I
know.
mean, I can't think of a bigger game since the year 2000. Can you?
I mean,
Has
the
launched?
last GTA was probably
Yeah, apart from that, apart from the
23rd,
I mean,
23rd.
Red Dead Redemption 2 was, and well,
yeah.
and the original Red Dead was very big, but this is going to be bigger.
Yeah, this is like the Star Wars Episode 1 of games, isn't
Yeah,
it? Is
yeah.
because there's no think of a film that's had been more hyped than that. I mean, this game, yeah,
I mean, it's a different era, but like when Halo 2 came out after Halo Combat Evolved, that was absolutely enormous. But I still think this is bigger.
yeah,
Um,
I can't think of any game that got the same
Resident
level of
Evil 2 was
anticipation.
massively hyped after Resident Evil 1.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's going to be massive. It's going to be exciting. Um, we're all probably going to buy it.
Oh yeah,
Spend a lot of time playing it.
that'll be day one playing. That'll be
That will be. Can't no, I can't do any work today. No, absolutely not. I mean, the
Yeah,
amount of people calling in sick to
I
play
was to
that.
say, or booking a long weekend off.
I mean, I'll very much be playing it all day
yeah.
when that comes out for sure. Um, but moving on to big games as well. Mass, talk us through Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Also, we touched on this a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of times on the podcast in the last few weeks. But it's
We
it's
have.
been launched now,
It has
and
launched,
it's
and
had some pretty good reviews, hasn't it?
it has had some exceptional reviews. I think people are describing it more of a stealth-like game, very close to the 2012 game Dishonored. So you can
Oh yeah,
use a weapon like gun if you want, but generally most of the time you're going to be
handheld weapons.
cautious. Yeah, melee. They said it was really satisfying punching Nazis in the face, as I'm sure it is. Generally you even if they do sound the alarm, the bad guys, they said that it's only like a handful of people come running, and it's not like a massive loads and loads of people coming at you once. But the reviews are just themselves. GameSpot gave it 9 out of 10, IGN 9 out of 10, Eurogamer gave it 5 out of 5. So
high praise.
It's got to be, yeah.
It looks
if you
really
like
good.
that's if visually it does. I mean, if you that's the sort of game you're looking for. So I mean, I was probably looking for more of an Uncharted game. It does have puzzles as well, but I don't know. Maybe the action side of things, it sounds quite clearly there's more of a stealth element to it. There are some set piece moments. Well,
I will be playing it tomorrow. Once the 113 gigabyte download has finished, I will be playing tomorrow, so I can definitely give a feedback on next week's episode.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, looks, as I say, looks very promising, and it looks like this could be the beginning of a great franchise.
What graphics engine does it use? Is it you?
It's Motor.
I haven't heard of that one.
Who's that by?
ID Tech 7 is a multi-proprietary game engine by ID Software. So ID Software were the guys who made Doom and Quake, weren't
they? Yeah.
Ring
they
the bell.
And Wolfenstein 3D. Yeah, it's there.
Wolfenstein, one of Mass and Ever's favourite games.
Wolfenstein, well, not Wolfenstein 3D. That's over 30 years old. But Wolfenstein, yes. The
Enemy Territory.
Well, there was a fantastic single player in 2001, but the Enemy Territory game, they were gonna, as I say, they were gonna charge you money for it, but then it was released it was released free. Fantastic player game. Many happy memories from the Raw Link 2003 playing that.
Was that the one with the train in the snow?
Indeed.
Yes, yeah, I remember that very vividly, very vividly. So yeah, Indiana Jones clearly been very, very well received. But moving on, the PlayStation have filed for a patent for a second screen to be able to be used with the PlayStation, and rumors of it being the patent being able to be used is your phone, which brings a whole new element to it. Obviously, if you're playing on a PlayStation, my thought process is, what am I going to use my phone for when I'm playing? Unless is it stats? Is it going to be stuff that you can like, oh look, I want to record that, press record and do that? It's almost like a what's the thing you got on your desk, Sam? The where you press your buttons, Stream Deck. Is it something like that? That kind of makes sense to me, that if you're streaming, you could then use it almost like a secondary device rather than having a Steam Stream Deck even. Kind of makes sense. Or a stats thing if you're playing something like EA, have your stats up from a games point of view. But yeah, that could be interesting. But no timeline on that.
Make purchases easier with Apple Pay and Google Pay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's a timeline on it. No timeline on it. No timeline on it. But yeah, that could be interesting. Right, moving on. I think that was it.
I'll quickly just touch on. So also released last week was Path of Exile 2.
That is one of Rage's favourite games. Rage from the Link Up crew. One of his absolute all-time favourites. He loves PoE 2.
Yeah. So this game is doing wild numbers. So it is currently, as of recording, 475,000 players playing, with an all-time peak of 2 days ago of 578,000. So this game,
it's not a new game, is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, but like Rage has been playing PoE.
So you've got
maybe it's PoE, the original.
Yeah, so Path of Exile.
Yeah.
2, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, came out on 6th of December.
Oh, okay. So he was playing the original PoE.
Yeah. But incredible numbers. Lots of great reviews. It's got a 81% plus score in Steam. So I think it's, when you have that number, 81% is out of this world. But yes, it's not my sort of game. I don't vibe that thing, but I will give out that massive shout out to Path of Exile too, and yeah, say it's definitely one for Rage.
Indeed. I'm sure. I think I've seen him playing it this week, to be honest, already. When I jumped on the Discord earlier. But
And then just one final sort of new game that also came out last week that is doing insane numbers is Marvel Rivals. So this is a sort
I've heard
of
that. What's it on?
PC on Steam. It's free to play.
On Steam.
It's on Steam. Marvel Rivals. It's a superhero team-based PvP shooter. Currently 361,000 players playing it. So the numbers are absolutely ginormous as well. It looks like one of those games that's going to very much be a pay-to-win model, or very much be a microtransaction model. Don't know if it is a gotcha game at all, but I can see what. I mean, visually it looks quite nice. It uses that sort of cartoon style, creative approach. But yeah, I'll give a shout.
I was about to say, Devastate, for a game doing that sort of numbers, like I've gone on New and Noteworthy in the Steam store, and it's not on the main carousel. Like it's not even on the first. It's not even on the first page.
But so bear in mind, on the Steam store for you, will be tailored to your habits.
Yeah, but no. But I'll click New and Noteworthy.
So if you click New and Noteworthy, just go to Top Sellers. It's number 3.
Yes. Counter-Strike 2.
Yeah. Again, these are generally just auditing what the most popular games are in terms of being played, like the highest numbers.
I mean, Euro Truck Simulator 2 is above EA.
Well, do you know what, like,
and Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
I can believe it.
That's hilarious. Euro Truck Simulator 2.
Well, they those sorts of games have such a massive
massive fan base,
cult following. And it's the same with like the flight simulator stuff, like that, like
farming simulator as well.
And in the same way that, like, when I play Football Manager, I'll be playing that when it comes out in March.
If it comes out in March.
Yeah, if it comes out. I'm actually semi-tempted just to try and get a database, an updated database, and play the current game. Like the existing one from last year. But
what I was going to say, we've covered all the topics today. In the comments box below, let us know if there's anything you want from us for the Christmas special. So we haven't decided on a release date for the Christmas special, but we'll be recording it not next week, but the week after. So we'll be recording it just before Christmas. So if there's anything you want us to feature, discuss, talk about, review on the Christmas special, drop it in the comments box below. We would love your feedback. And again, any feedback that you've got on today's episode or anything else, I would love it as well. Also, drop a like and a subscribe as well. That's always appreciated. We love your engagement with the channel. Anything else from anyone else?
No, all good for me. Just to say thank you for everyone who's currently supporting. Please, if you enjoyed the episode, please give us a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. And the wider this, the more people subscribe, the more people watch, the bigger the channel grows, the more exciting stuff that we can look to bring you.
We're only about, I was about to say, we're only about 7 months away from next year's Raw Link Up now. We're nearly halfway to the next Link Up, aren't we? So I mean, and that time will come around. Like you laugh on. I go on live on TikTok every week to talk about what I do as a job, and I get people jumping in there every week asking me how long until the next link up. Every week, and can I do a countdown already? And I'm like, I'm not doing a 200-day countdown. 100-day last year, the 100-day countdown was long enough.
Well, that's what you need to do is just film all 200 ahead of time.
That would take me like 2 days.
Would it? Like 200. No, it's only 100 minutes. Just over an hour and a half.
Yeah, but with each one I did a countdown. I answered someone's question.
Yeah,
So
but
I
you
would
could
go,
do a separate one for that.
well, yeah, I suppose, yeah, could. Anyway. Thank you all for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. I've been the Amazing Sniper Beef.
I've been devastated.
And I've been Massanivry Tofu.
Catch you later,
guys.
peeps.
Bye bye.